Hello and welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Damon Bruce, and it's time for a little NBA basketball. Saturday night in the NBA. It's going to be the New York Knicks up against the Brooklyn Nets. And that's all for now. Time to hand it over to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. I'll be back with more at halftime.
Welcome, folks. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for the latest presentation of our NBA basketball. Along with Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. Now a chance to check out tonight's starting lineups. And as we take a long look here at Kawhi Leonard, guys, what's your thought on him?
A very encouraging start to Leonard's career, Kevin. He's a tough defender, an excellent rebounder, and his offensive game expanded pretty quickly his rookie season as well.
I expect his offense to continue growing, too. His huge hands help him in that regard, Steve. Great nose for the ball, high rate of steals, an expert at stripping it away. Looking at the last game for the New York Knicks, it was a win against the Houston Rockets. And there wasn't much question as to how that game was going to turn out. They absolutely put the hammer down on him.
Yeah, it didn't seem to be much of a challenge for them in that game. It seemed like they scored at will, not much defense that they were facing.
Yep, they had the defense on its heels early the entire game, and actually nearly the entire game. And no matter what unit was out there, looked like a mismatch to me.
Knicks on defense. They're getting their first look of the season at the Nets in this one.
Well, these are a pair of conference rivals that are going to be very familiar with each other by the end of the season. You know, this is just the first of 4 games they'll see each other.
Now here's Lopez. Goes back up. No good. Excellent D from Leonard. Crawford drives in. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. Starting out this series, Clark, they're just, getting a feel for each other, feeling out this year's roster.
That's exactly right, Kevin. You know, in the early season, you do a little scouting. This is where you get your bearings and kind of figure out what you need to do to beat those guys. I love these rivalries.
So it's Brooklyn now. It's a 3-point game. Fresh from a win against the Nuggets.
That was a heck of a performance for them offensively. There were some stretches there where it just seemed like everything was falling for them.
And it wasn't by accident they shot it that well. Their ball movement was excellent. That was the key to me.
Butler with the ball, and Roten picks him up defensively. Here's Leonard. Buries the long-range jumper.
Oh, he's going to keep banging those home if you give him that much space.
First quarter, about a minute and a half in. Ball stolen. Here's Williamson. Marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
Yeah, they're really doing a nice job of stringing together solid possessions and building that lead up.
That's the key, Steve. They'll stay in control of this game if they can just avoid any lulls going forward.
Lopez passes to Pierce. Drummond with the block. Crawford right side. Here's Williamson. And again, New York with the triple.
Excellent. Ball movement there, guys.
Yeah, I think that's what's keyed this run, Clark, because they're keeping the ball moving. Defense hasn't been able to set up.
For Brooklyn, they've gone 0 of 4, missing their first 4 field goals here. Lopez, a screen on Crawford. And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
Well, they've really kind of struggled offensively here. So I think this timeout is for him to really draw something up, maybe get an easy 2 and get their confidence back.
You know, sometimes an easy basket out of a break is just what you need to get things back on track. And coaches always have plays specifically for that situation, coming out of timeouts for an opportunity to get a bucket.
You know, he understandably doesn't like what's going on out there, and that's why he wants to talk things over during this timeout.
I think this is a good time to call a timeout. They just need to hit pause for a second and then reset as well.
Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east already. We are in December. Taking a look at New York. A terrific position for them as they hold up that illustrious top spot, but it's a long season, as we all know. And, of course, Brooklyn, 7 games back.
Checking out New York, you got to go back to the preseason preparation. It was really solid. They established a style of play that was perfect for their personnel, and it's paid immediate dividends at the start of this season.
And the personnel you mentioned, it wasn't necessarily well respected coming into the season, but they're quickly earning a lot of respect from around the league.
Pierce's shot is good.
That's a big basket. You don't want to let the game get away from you right off the bat.
New York leading by 11. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Well, when Byron Scott and I had a chance to catch up a few minutes ago, we talked about the problems a player like Darren Williams presents, and he didn't hesitate, saying that Williams' combination of size and speed are major areas of concern, saying Darren is such a handful physically, there's no way to keep him out of the paint with a single defender. It's simply not possible. Guys, we've seen it so often.
Thank you, Doris. For Brooklyn, they've gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. And there's the call on Andre Drummond. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
Here's Rote. He's coming off a 25-point game against Denver.
Yeah, Kevin, he really set up shop at that foul line. I mean, they could not do anything with him defensively, and so they had to keep fouling.
Crawford, no luck. Nets trail by 13. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
I'd say that fast break went according to plan.
Yeah, it sure did. A good job getting it started and a better job finishing it off.
And it's Butler missing.
That's one he knows he should have made.
The Nets have gone 2 of 6 from the field. Butler with the steal. Pushing it up. That's good from Crawford on the assist by Butler. Crawford's got his second basket of the night. And a closer look here at the hustle stance for the Knicks.
Boy, their frenetic defense has really been impressive, putting a lot of pressure on ball handlers and turning them over.
Something else they've done right so far from the get-go tonight is run. I mean, so much of their offense has come off the fast break.
Brooklyn shooting their first free throws here for the night. First one falls for him. Good on both. New York leading by 11. Crawford gets a screen from Williamson. Back to Leonard. He passes it to Williamson. It's Crawford on the wing. Crawford gets a screen from Williamson. Shot clock at 6. Leonard, no luck.
Yeah, no excuses there. Got a really good look at the basket after being freed up by the pick.
We say it all the time. The execution was excellent. The result not as good, but good ball movement anyway.
Now here's Roten. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Antetokounmpo kicks to Roten. There's the killer two-handed slam.
Now that's finishing your work right there.
Powerful two-hand, Jen. You're right.
If he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will really start shrinking.
Here's Crawford. He picked up 24 points in their last one against Houston. That's a blocking foul, and he'll shoot free throw.
A lot of blocking shots is instincts, and you either have them or you don't. It seems to me that Drummond has them. I mean, you see the way he times that block perfectly, really coming over from the weak side in particular and protecting the basket.
Well, he just does some things on defense that can take your breath away, quite honestly. His athleticism is jaw-dropping. But he has a knack for timing things up as far as blocking shots, too.
Chandler Parsons, he's checked in for New York. Williams kicks to Pierce. Roten, the pass to Antetokounmpo. Feeds it to Pierce. Tries from 16, and the rebound goes to the Knicks.
I'm not sure about that shot, guys. The defense really all over him.
Crawford dishes to Leonard. And it's good. Leonard's got 7.
They're really struggling defensively, giving up too many easy buckets.
And they've been on fire offensively as a result, Clark.
Now a timeout call by Brooklyn.
You know, he wants to tinker a little bit, and he's taking the time to do so right here.
Yeah, I think you're right. He just didn't like some of the things he saw out there, a bit uncomfortable, and wanted to talk it over.
And New York making a change here.
You know, the last few weeks, you see how Brooklyn stacks up here. Second in three-point field goal percentage. It was 6th in field goal percentage. And they're in the top half of the league distributing the basketball as well. Not too shabby. Room for improvement, but acceptable.
And Clark, you know I love the long ball. The way they've been shooting that three-point line is really fun to watch. I mean, they're spreading the floor, they're sharing the ball, and they're moving the ball inside and out. You get that inside-out game going, and it's much easier to get open looks from the three-point line.
The Knicks leading by 12. Crawford kicks to Thompson. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
They've worked hard and created great chances for themselves in this opening quarter.
Well, if they can match that effort at the defensive end, look out.
The Nets making a switch here. Ellington's checked in. For Brooklyn, they've gotten just 3 of their first 9 shots to go down in this game. He feeds it to Plumlee. Here's Jinx. And again, it's the Nets missing.
Boy, for my taste, he's far too inconsistent with that shot. I mean, he's got to make those if he's going to take his game to the next level.
Pass to Antetokounmpo. The Nets working the ball around now. And stolen by Parsons. Throws it up high, and Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
They built a big lead here early.
Both defensively and offensively. They've been terrific right from the tip.
Nets trail by 16. Leonard with the steal. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
They've made one basket after another since getting this game started, and you wonder, is the blowout in store?
It's too early to say that and go there, Steve, but it has been pretty ugly so far.
First personal foul, third team foul.
1:27 left in the first quarter. The Nets shooting a lowly 30% to start this game out. Antetokounmpo passes to Plumlee. Gets it to go.
That is some real serious dime dropping there. Exquisite assist.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here. Miller's checked in for New York. Shooting at a high percentage. All teams aim to do that. Let's see the league's best. Number 1, the Knicks.
Yeah, plain and simple, they do not take bad shots. They really share the ball. They get great player and ball movement, and that's why they shoot the percentage that they do.
And so it's New York with it. 16-point lead.
Well, there was no hand in his face right there. I thought for sure he was going to knock that down.
Forrest, defended by Parsons. Here's Forrest. Here's Plumlee. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two.
Well, you allow them to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Yeah, I think you got to foul him. And free throws are better than the layups.
This is his first free throw of the game.
Well, his free throw numbers this year are below 70%. So when he's getting to the line, he has not been effective.
Guys, I think free throw shooting, and Steve, you can speak to this, is all about rhythm and confidence. And he hasn't been able to establish any rhythm there this season.
Thompson with the block.
Things have kind of gone south for him here in the quarter.
Crawford right side. And Thompson kicks to Crawford. Leonard with the ball. Now defended by Antetokounmpo. Parsons dishes to Thompson. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
The shot is off. Excellent D there from Antetokounmpo. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break.
Michael. Jeez.
And a double-digit lead on the scoreboard. Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And the Knicks guys have been rolling right along here, haven't they?
And the difference to this point has been defense. This club has really gotten after it, and that's what's gotten them this lead.
Well, there's nothing that's gone up that hasn't been contested so far.
And New York, looking at who they've got. They've got Chalmers. Whiteside is out there with Chandler Parsons. Then it's Miller. Just 3 to shoot. Whiteside with it. Pass to Bullock. Gives him the lead pass. And Chalmers kicks to Parsons. And here's Miller outside. Can't hit. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. At the conclusion of this game, they're off to Detroit, where they'll face the Pistons. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip.
I'm interested in what happens with that Pistons game for you guys. That's a good matchup.
The Nets shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. First free throw is good. And a whole new group out on the floor right now for the Knicks. So he gets them both. The Knicks leading by 12. It's Crawford on the wing. Here's Williamson. Rebound, Brooklyn. On to Antetokounmpo's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Here's North. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. Moment now to see how the schedule is looking for Brooklyn. They've got the Pistons ahead of them in their next game in Detroit. That'll be just 1 game played away from home for them. First trip to the line for him here.
Well, you got to admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season, shooting better than 90% from the stripe.
I don't think you really can say enough about the work he's put in and the massive strides he's made in his free throw shooting, guys. I mean, his numbers are way up this year.
And New York making a change here. Parsons is checked in. Here's North. He gets it to fall. That makes it just a single-digit lead.
That's a nice play there. The more contributors this team can get, the better.
Drummond passes to Parsons. Trains the three-pointer. And the Knicks lead by 12.
Well, Parsons was really a surprise coming out of Florida. Had a big impact his rookie season with Houston. Very reliable in a lot of areas. Can handle the ball, can knock down a long-range shot, and a better defender than you think as well.
That is what makes Parsons such an easy guy to send down to the floor. You know exactly what he's going to give you on offense and is very consistent. Timeout called the Nets.
Well, he may just be trying to get a break in the action to clear their heads. You know, a lot of their shots are rimming out. You wonder if their confidence isn't suffering at this point.
I think that's a good time to call the timeout. If a team has a few fall the wrong way for them, just burn the timeout and let them forget about it. Regroup, talk about it, and refocus.
And the Knicks making a change here. Miller's checked in. That's tipped. Leonard with the steal. Miller dishes to Parsons.
Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
Well, it feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little.
Wow, what a throwdown.
Look at that athletic play.
Incredible. Nasty. Absolutely filthy.
And the building is stunned, partner. He dug deep into his bag of tricks there.
I hope he keeps that one handy. I want to see that again.
And the pass to Davidson. Leads him in there. Jinx. And it's sent back by Drummond. Shot's good.
Jinx!
He's got 6. The Knicks leading by 17. Miller kicks to Drummond. Back to Miller. Some nice passing by New York here. And again, New York with the triple.
Great outside shooting fueling this run.
And the defense getting bombarded. They just haven't been able to slow him down.
They double him with Butler. Clock at 6. Kicks it to Lopez. Miller grabs the miss. Here's New York. They've got a 13-2 run going. Drummond passes to Parsons. Lopez over to help. Outside Leonard. He kicks to Drummond. Lopez with the steal. Pass to Davidson. Here's Antetokounmpo. Beyond the arc. No good from Davidson.
Well contested shot, and they did an excellent job of not fouling the shooter.
Defense is about effort and commitment and discipline. He's a good defender because of those things.
New York shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight. The first free throw is good. The Nets making a switch here. Armstrong's checked in. And so Butler nails both of them. For Brooklyn, they've gone 2 of 6 from the field in the second quarter so far. And stolen by Butler with the lead pass. And finished off by Parsons.
This is outrageous. Every shot they're taking right now seems to be finding the mark.
Literally every shot. They are absolutely rolling.
Armstrong kicks to Antetokounmpo. Takes the elbow jumper and creams it. Antetokounmpo's got his second bucket tonight.
It was almost like he was surprised to be that wide open, yet he knocked it down.
Back to Miller. Parsons on the wing. He dishes it to Miller. Off target from three-point range. Nets have gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. They double in with Drummond. Armstrong passes to Davidson. Here's Antetokounmpo, covered by Miller. The shot's good from Antetokounmpo. Antetokounmpo's got his 3rd basket of the night right there. Parsons attacking.
Well, right here, Kevin, we can get a look at New York and what kind of numbers they've put up these last 10 games. First in field goal percentage. Second in fewest turnovers per game. And they're a top 10 shooting team from the foul line. Pretty good company for that team.
And the shooting is really what stands out to me. This is a team that does such a good job of finding open looks. They're unselfish. They work offensively to create good shots. And when they do that, they're on their game. They're tough to beat.
Both free throws good from Parsons.
Shooting 100% in the quarter. They've made them all, taking full advantage at the line.
Well, it's a nice job of really making the most of their opportunities.
Armstrong with it, and it's Miller picking him up. And blocked. Out of bounds. Next ball as Brooklyn keeps possession. Now let's jump over to the 2K leaderboard to get an idea of which big men have been this season's most elite low post scoring threats. Brook Lopez is second.
And there are different styles among those big men, but they have one thing very much in common. They can dominate offensively, face up or back to the basket. They can get it done.
And that's what makes that list so intriguing to me, Steve, just how varied it is in terms of technique each of those big men use. I mean, you could fill a textbook taking a little piece of each of their games. I mean, they all do something different and unique and do it well.
Out to Miller. Miller, right side. Fades and shoots. Tries to save it. That one wide left. Butler dishes to Miller. Miller with another miss.
He has yet to get into the flow of this game. His teammates have done their part, but they need him to pick his game up.
Left side, Butler.
He tried to step in and cut him off, but just not quick enough.
And we have the benefit of replay, but I think they got that one right, which is the case most times, even though fans don't think so.
And the Nets making a change here. Outside Leonard. And that one's good. Leonard's got 13.
They've been getting way too many high percentage looks close to the basket. And tell you what, when they're getting them, they're converting.
You know, the play in the paint, an aspect of this game that has gone entirely their way. The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening, Steve.
No, it's off the charts. It really is. And defensively, I mean, they have to start shutting down some of those lanes to the hoop.
How about the excitement right now that he's playing the game with? I love it.
He capped that dunk off with some serious hang time on the rim.
He just could not contain himself.
And stolen by Parsons. And now the Knicks on the break. Miller's got...
Oh, ridiculous.
What a move.
Tore it down.
That time.
He has a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
Yeah,
wow.
that could very well be a contender for Dunk of the Year and perhaps might make its way all over the internet.
I'm with you. I'm with you, Clark. That's a crowd pleaser if I've ever seen one.
Parsons attacking. Dishes it to Drummond. Back to Parsons. For three. That is good. Parsons got 12 points now in the quarter.
He didn't get off to much of a start early on, but he seems to have shaken off the rust here in the quarter.
Brooklyn's gone 2 of 3 when they've stepped beyond the arc in the second quarter. Antetokounmpo getting a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. The Nets have made 5 of 8 of their free throw attempts.
And as a club, they're kind of in the middle of the pack in the NBA in terms of their free throw shooting, about 76%.
And comparing to the numbers of last season, they've made a bit of improvement. So that's some positive momentum they can look to build on.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Whiteside's checked in for Andre Drummond. And it's Thompson in for Chandler Parsons. The Nets have gone 6 of 12 in the second quarter, right at the 50% mark from the field. Rebounded by Williamson.
I thought he rushed it a little bit, guys, because he had a clean look, just lost his focus.
Miller, no luck.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
Williams, that's a 2-pointer. Money from the wing. Williams has got his second basket of the night. 26 seconds left in the first half. The Knicks leading by 22. And out of bounds as the Nets gain possession.
Way too loose on that inbounds pass.
And the Knicks making a change here. Crawford's checked in. For Brooklyn, they've gone 7 of 14 in the second quarter, shooting to the tune of 50%. Back to Williams. Now the dish to Roten. Inside. Oh, that's blocked. The 3 from Chalmers. Oh, the buzzer beater. Amazing.
How about the killer instinct on display there?
Wow.
Fantastic.
He didn't even flinch, just buried it like it was any other shot. Unbelievable.
And through one half, it hasn't even been close. It's the Knicks delivering the blowout. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
Welcome to the 2K Sports Studios. Such great rivalry going on tonight. Let's check out how the first half has gone. It'll be the Hawks against the Bucks out in Milwaukee. A very nice rivalry matchup there. Big names and plenty of history on tap. It's an 8:30 Eastern time for tip-off out there. A look at games currently being played now. Out in San Antonio, the Spurs have the lead against Phoenix. A comfy advantage for them in the third. And that's it for now. Thanks for stopping in with us. It's time to head back to Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, who are all ready.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Welcome back. Everybody, third quarter just
Welcome, everyone, to NBA action here on 2K Sports. It's Wednesday night basketball. It'll be the Los Angeles Clippers facing off against the New York Knicks. And now, time for the call by Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, and Clark Kellogg from New York City as they get ready for the opener.
Live from New York, 2K Sports proudly brings you Knicks basketball. A quick check now of the starting five for both teams. And guys, what are we going to be looking for in this one from Leonard?
Well, guys, sometimes when he gets the ball in the backcourt, I mean, it looks like he's shot out of a cannon. He just takes off running, and it gives his team such a great push, such a surge as they try to get into the open floor to score.
And he gives them a terrific option in the low post every time down the court. Even with multiple defenders around him, he knows how to create a shot for himself.
The New York Knicks come into this one after a win against the Raptors in Toronto.
Well, they benefited from some very loose play from their opponents that night, Clark.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, there were a lot of turnovers in that game. Some were caused by their good defensive play, but some were just careless.
The Los Angeles Clippers, they come into this one following a loss to Cleveland.
They just couldn't get the ball in the basket that day, guys. No matter how many plays you make at the defensive end, it's hard to overcome such a lack of production offensively.
Yeah, the high-quality shots were few and far between for them, and they have nobody to blame but themselves. They need to work a lot harder to get good shots today.
Allen against Crawford. Shot clock at 6. Offensive rebound. And Davis gets it to go.
He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
Allen against Crawford. Butler. No good from outside. He feeds it to Allen. No luck. So New York will take it the other way. This, their first look at this year's Los Angeles squad.
Well, it's their only look at this team all season for these fans, Kevin, with the interconference matchup that we have.
And here's Beal after the three-pointer from Parsons. Now let's send it down to Doris Burke, who is able to talk with Byron Scott.
One player we discussed in detail is the young Bradley Beal. He said, I was a fan of his game from watching him at Florida. His combination of outside shooting and slashing make him a very tough cover. We're going to put pressure on him and try to take the ball out of his hands. And Kevin, Beal's such an intriguing talent. We'll see if he's able to put up some big numbers.
All right, Doris, thanks. New York's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Crawford defended by Allen. Crawford dishes to Butler. And Parsons kicks to Leonard. And the Knicks hit again from deep. Let's keep talking about these interconference matchups. You just don't see these teams all that much. You're not familiar with the rosters as much. And they only get together, as you were saying, just twice a year.
And being the first meeting of that two-game series you just talked about, the pressure is usually more on the home team to get the job done and not set yourself up to get swept when you visit their place later on.
Now here is Davis. Gives him the lead pass. Allen, that's good.
They are really doing a nice job establishing a presence inside early.
That's going to open things up for them on the perimeter going forward, Clark.
Parsons on the wing, defended by Kelly. Well, they're passing to Leonard. New York moving the ball around. Drummond dishes to Leonard. Leonard with the steal. And Beal kicks to Allen. He goes up again. And the rejection by Leonard. They get it back.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
And again, New York with the triple.
That is not enough coverage. Got to do better than that defensively. Basically no coverage. I mean, defense did not look very good there.
Outside, Davis. It's Allen on the wing. Dishes to Beal. 5 on the clock. Fires at the elbow. And he hits the jump shot.
He's such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Crawford passes to Drummond. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. And he's got his first chance at the line here.
Well, not the best statistic for him. I mean, his performance at the line, of course, very low numbers.
And guys, this has not been a season to remember for him at the free throw line, certainly to this point. He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
Back to Leonard. Outside Butler. And the pass to Drummond. Parsons defended by Kelly. Butler on the wing. Rebound by the Clippers. Davis has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Has to be a shot from the wing. It's rebounded by New York.
I thought he'd make that one. And that's his range, and the defense nowhere to be seen. Some rugged defense there against one of the stronger finishers in the game.
And that one's good.
Scoring-wise, a really sluggish start for him, guys. I mean, just 2 for 7 overall.
Let's check out the Eastern Conference standings now that we're in the new year. Take a look at New York, earning the first place position with a terrific record. And we've seen them perform splendidly pretty much all season long so far, and they're definitely the team to beat. And, of course, Toronto, 3.5 back.
When I look at New York, of all the surprises the NBA has provided us with this season, they may be the biggest of them all.
I agree, Clark. I mean, coming out of the preseason, it would have been very difficult to make a case for them being one of the NBA's top teams, and yet here we are, and here they are.
Throw good, Beal. New York's gone 3 of 4 on 3-pointers in the first quarter, doing well from long range. They double in with Drummond. Outside, Davis. Leonard kicks to Davis. Lays it up and banks it in. Davis has got 6. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Clippers.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught them off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steal.
Well, the other thing I like is defensively, they're causing turnovers, and that's allowing them to get into transition.
And here are the Clippers now, following the score by New York. Feeds to Beal. Back to Allen. Here's Davis, and good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points. He's got 8.
And very quickly here in the first quarter, pronounced advantage for them on the glass.
Yeah, that's a trend they'd love to continue right through the next 3 quarters as well.
Yeah, Drummond has explosive lift, and it's why he can go up and get so many shots defensively in terms of blocking the ball. People just don't expect him to get up as quickly as he does, but he is really bouncy for a big man.
He is that. He's light on his feet, and he's very fast. I mean, just straight up running down the court. This guy gets up and down like a much smaller man, and I think he's got some real promising potential.
Passes it to Leonard. Here's Drew, defended by Butler. Hickson dishes to Henson. Good.
They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
And even if it costs them some foul trouble, I mean, they need to start putting some bodies on bodies. Be physical.
That is good.
The defense sagged off, and, he did not hesitate to rise up and bury that 3.
It's Drummond with the rebound. Knicks trail by 4. Now the pass to Williamson. Butler. New York moving the ball around. Drummond. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Drummond's got 7 points.
He's having quite the quarter here, guys. I mean, shooting the ball extremely well.
The Clippers shooting 45% from the floor since the game got underway. And it's blocked. They recover it. Another shot. The shot's good from Henson. Henson's got his second bucket.
So far on the glass, it hasn't even been close.
Yeah, they're taking it to him. I mean, just getting physical. Right? It feels like they've got every rebound. But that bounce pass got him the ball in rhythm. Nice play.
Here's Bobo following the score by New York. Drew Butler with the block. Leonard attacking. Here's Crawford. Back to Leonard. Pass to Williamson. He dishes it to Drummond. And it's all evened up. Drummond's got 11 points.
Well, that's been a big part of their offense in the early stages. I mean, their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range, right at the rim.
And I would continue to do it. Force the defense to maybe send a double team. Now you've got other options to work with offensively.
Gets it to go. New York's gone 4 of 5 from three-point land to get things going here in the first.
Well, he's an undersized center, but he more than makes up for it with some serious leaping ability.
Here's Drew. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Harlan defended by Butler. The dish to Henson. And stolen by Butler. Where if it goes, it's a tie game in New York. Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Knicks?
And how about the defense, guys? They have really controlled the lane with their shot blocking.
Yeah, excellent defense there. Every shot has either been altered or rejected.
New York's gone 4-6 from outside the arc tonight. And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. Setting the floor for the Clippers. Kyle O'Quinn out there with Spencer Hawes. Then it's Drew. Then it's Bobo. Good. O'Quinn's got the first basket of the second quarter for the Clippers.
They have got to put a body on it because otherwise, with his agility and athleticism, they're not going to be able to contain him on the offensive glass.
There it is, guys. That Olay defense. Just watching him go, Clark, right by.
I think we might be seeing which team is ready to take control of this game.
Yeah, that's a dunk that could absolutely get them going. I agree, Clark.
Bobo can't get it to go. Here's Williamson. And that misses. That would have put him up. Clippers have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. And you know that's going to be goaltending, guys. So that's a free basket right there.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
And that call gets an instant reaction from the fans.
Well, that's a whistle that did not go over very well.
So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. Now that we have the chance to show you the teams in the top of the NBA in steals this year. The Knicks 4th.
Yeah, you can't make a lazy pass against this club. I mean, they'll turn it into a steal nearly every single time.
Big group substitution here for the Clippers. He hits the second from the line. Just over a minute gone here in the second quarter. For Los Angeles, they've gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Deflects the pass. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession.
Now we get a chance to check out the numbers for Kawhi Leonard. What a string of games he's put together here lately. I mean, he's in high gear. Check out the stats. 5th in scoring, 7th in three-point field goal percentage. And he's been such a good offensive player. His patience, his efficiency, he's ranked in the top 10 in field goal percentage.
And, you know, going back to his spot near the very top of the scoring list, I mean, he's come up with so many different ways to beat you at the offensive end of the floor. He's almost unguardable. Boy, have they been hitting the glass hard or what? Kind of surprising in such a tight game.
I tell you, you're right. Very rarely will you out-rebound an opponent like that and not have it pay off.
Rejected by Leonard. Outside Butler. From deep. That's good. Butler's got his second bucket tonight. Guys back and forth this first half.
Well, 5 lead changes early on, guys, as we grapple back and forth.
Yeah, this could be a back and forth game all the way, guys, the way it's being played. This is fun to watch.
And here are the Clippers now. And there's the feed to Bobo. Just 5 on the clock. Bobo off a pick from O'Quinn. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. And here's a quick look at how the Clippers' schedule is shaping up. Following this one, they get to host the Warriors. And that will be the first game of 5 straight at home. Leonard with the screen on Bobois. There's Crawford with the 3. No good. Good D by Bobois. The Clippers trail. Following this one, they get to host the Warriors. That game marks the start of a 5-game homestand, the longest of the season.
A lot of good games going on today, guys. And tell you one, the one that has my eye is the Golden State matchup.
Here's O'Quinn. Just 4 to shoot. It's rebounded by Leonard. Leonard's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Outside Butler. Kicks to Crawford. Back to Butler. Lets the 3 fly. The shot no good. So Los Angeles will take it the other way.
And he continues to search for his rhythm. It's eluded him to this point.
New York's gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly. Here's Drummond. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. Drummond's got 15.
He's so dominant in the low post. You just can't let him get the ball in there so tight.
Too easy. It was really simple for him to go to work there.
Now here's Bobois. And out of bounds as the next game possession. And how is the West shaping up, guys? Well, let's take a moment here and check it out. Now that the mid-season grind is well underway, you look at the Clippers. And not a surprise, really, to see them sitting there in the number 1 spot in the conference. The excellent brand of basketball they've been putting on display lately has been terrific. And, of course, there's the Grizzlies, 9.5 games behind.
Checking out Los Angeles, they've been effective in just about every aspect of the game. I mean, you can't find too many things that they do wrong. They're a very complete team.
Which is exactly why they've been able to maintain their status, Clark, as one of the favorites for the NBA title this season. I mean, there's no easy way out against this club on a nightly basis. They're talented, they execute, they're well coached. That's why they are who they are.
A different look for the Clippers. Ed Davis is checked in for Hawes, and it's Leonard in for Kyle O'Quinn. Davis, the pass to Beal. Back to Davis, and it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way. Here's what the schedule says for the New York Knicks and what it looks like. When this game is done, they'll be off to Miami to take on the Heat. That'll be the first half of a 2-game trip. The Knicks leading by 5. Crawford outside. Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession.
Way too loose on that inbound pass.
For Los Angeles, they've gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. Pass to Davis. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down. No challenge from the defense there. Clark could have put that one through any way he wanted.
And I love the choice there, partner, going hard to the hoop for that throwdown.
Yeah, that's invisible defense leading to a very visible finish. I'll tell you what I love about him, his ability to finish even while absorbing contact. He is so strong, even with defenders hanging all over. He continues to finish at the basket.
And one other thing about him that you shouldn't fail to appreciate is the presence and impact he has defensively. He can lock you up and wear you down, and that effect really carries over to the rest of the guys.
And the Clippers decide to take their first time out here. Whiteside's checked in for New York. Here's Beal. He had 15 points last outing. Allen with it. It's Beal on the wing. Davis setting the pick for Beal. Just 5 to shoot. From 11 feet away. Smooth as silk on the finger roll. Beal's got 4 points in the quarter.
You know, if you were only looking at the way he's played offensively, you'd think his team would be ahead.
Williamson, the pass to Whiteside. Allen kicks to Beal. Takes the lead pass. shrugs off the contact and dunks it. He'll go to the free throw line.
Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
It feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
The Knicks making a switch here. Miller's checked in.
Well, it looks like he's cooled down a bit after hitting those two in the first quarter.
It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. Leonard kicks to Davis. They now take the lead. Davis has got 12 in the game.
That was the third straight high percentage look this defense has allowed. I mean, these defenders have got to start bumping bodies in the paint. Be more physical. Be more aggressive.
I agree, Clark, but it doesn't look like they have the will to do that at this moment.
Here's Parsons. 11 points for him in that last game against Toronto. Leonard on the wing to end the run. Gets it to go. 9 points in the game so far.
The D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been of the three-point variety.
Yeah, and unless they make some rotations and closeouts defensively, there's more to come, Clark.
Davis with a screen on Leonard. Beal dishes to Davis. And boy, that looked like goaltending. Yes, it is. And so they will award the basket there.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
That whistle got a big response from this crowd, and it is not a favorable one, let's say.
I tell you what, the fans can't believe that they made that call.
His shooting's been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons his team is up in this game.
For Los Angeles, they've gone 8 of 13 in the second quarter, well above the 50% mark from the field. Takes the assist and lays it in. Pick out the pass nicely. Davis has got 8 here in the quarter.
Shaky defense down low again. It's been a mismatch in the paint.
I'm sure they didn't go into this one expecting to get battered like they have inside.
You know, he started out hot, and he's only gotten hotter. He could be in for one of those games.
Here's Leonard. The Knicks pull it in. Drummond's got his 5th rebound in this one. They get to take on the Heat at Miami after this one. And that'll be the first of a 2-game road trip for him. John Henson's checked in for the Clippers. Parsons passes to Crawford. He kicks it to Butler. 1:21 left in the first half of basketball. Cannot hit. Excellent D there from Beal. The Clippers trail. Allen outside. Here's Henson. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
Wow, this has been a thriller. I mean, the way these teams are battling, just going back and forth.
Would you like to bet that this game may end on a buzzer beater? How much would you bet?
Yeah, the referee's all over that one.
No doubt about it. Clearly a foul. Nothing to argue about there.
The first free throw is good. And the Clippers making a switch here. Hickson's checked in. Both free throws good from Parsons. A tight game here in New York. Beal with the screen for Leonard. Leonard brings the double team. Leonard with the ball. Butler covering. And the call will be against Chandler Parsons. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, you know, these calls can be some of the toughest in the game for the officials.
It all happened so fast, but I really think that was the right call. The defender was not really set in that situation.
Now here's Allen. He's coming off a 25-point game against the Cavaliers in Cleveland.
Put in a lot of good work on the boards. That helped them too.
It has been nip and tuck through the first half.
No kidding. I mean, neither team has been able to hold the lead for any length of time, guys.
Steve, so close.
Well, such a seesaw affair, back and forth. I mean, this has been an unbelievable game to watch.
The Clippers shooting it pretty well, close to 50%. Outside Leonard, jacks up a 3. It's Drummond with the rebound. Drummond's got 6 rebounds now in the game. He got it up. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And the first half ends in a close one. Clippers ahead. They're up by 1. Well, folks, stay tuned.
Now, presented by Sprint.
It's been a tight matchup in New York as we bring out in Boston. The Celtics are taking care of business against Detroit. A comfy advantage for them in the third. And another game going on.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And an aerial view of the Chrysler Building with all of Manhattan glittering under the night sky. Andre Drummond has been sensational.
He's been a monster in this game, throwing down some huge dunks. I'll tell you what, I wasn't sure the rim would survive that first half.
Well, the interior defense has to get tougher. I mean, it's that simple. Over the next 2 quarters, I mean, he's making them look really bad.
New York calls timeout. You have to like what we're seeing from Davis.
He just continues to light them up. They're going to have to find a way to make him work harder for his point.
And what hot hands have been coming from the ranks of the small forwards this past month. A look at the leading shooting percentages for those players. Kawhi Leonard on top.
And obviously looking at those numbers, he hasn't just been settling for outside shots. He really works hard to get good position on the inside to get some high-quality looks.
And that hard work is paired with a very aggressive mindset, Steve. I mean, he attacks the